36 years ago, a group of young men then, yes, went to liberate this country from the kind of politics that it was sunk in. And they were 27, but the number grew. It started as just something simple, but it took them 5 years in the bushes of Luweero and other parts of the country. And on the 26th of January, 1986, that's when they captured Kampala, and we got a government of those people. 36 years down the road, they are still here. We want to celebrate them, but as well, we have to ask questions about how much they have scored in terms of what they wanted to delete. So what have they registered? Then we have to analyze it and get to look at the expectations, but in the line of guidance this evening. My name is Michael Jordan Lokomwa. I have a guest, and he's none other than the Honorable Kabyanga Godfrey. He is the State Minister for National Guidance. Honorable. Yep. We're so honored to have you on UBC TV this evening.
First of all, we have not been here for only 36 years.
Okay.
We have been here for many more years than 36.
Really?
Yeah. Even the president today was saying he has been on the political front for close to 50 years. Okay. So 36 are few.
Yeah, but for us, we are looking at the NRM government.
Even the NRA itself went to the bush in 1981.
So we count all those years? Should we start assessing you?
You can even start assessing us 50 years ago.
For us, we have
because
to
of
be fair. We'll assess you,
but you be fair to assess us probably 1986. Yes. But I wanted to bring it to your attention. You know, people start complaining 36 years as if they are men. No, we've been around for more than those years. Okay. Even that struggle in the bush.
You count it?
Oh yes, it was it liberated this country.
Were you in charge of
and even fighting Amin? We were part of the group that fought Amin.
For us, we want to assess you for the time you have been in charge of the budget of this country.
Yes. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
In church, they only count your marriage the day you go to the altar.
Not the courtship.
These are the days that you rest with people.
Then that's great.
So that's how fair and just will be.
Oh, yes, that's good.
I want your assessment, your view, what you make of the 36 years that we are going to celebrate in a few days to come.
First of all, they have been very wonderful 36 years. Luckily enough, I was in other regimes as a youth.
Thank God I have an old man.
Oh yes, I'm fairly old, okay, because at least I experienced Amin's regime. I was in primary school in Amin's regime. I had experience with Obote 2. Probably what I can't remember well is Obote 1, okay, because I was still a bit young. But yes, I saw Amin.
You were still young?
Yeah, I was still young, but I can still remember some few things vaguely. But Amin's regime, I think I was.
So Obote 1, there was that time of the military commission.
No. Obote 1 was after independence.
Gone. Yes, after he had gone. So there was Binaisa.
No, now that is Obote 1 started around 1962
up to
71.
When Amin came in.
Then Amin comes in. Okay. But Amin I saw. Obote 2 from 80 to 85, I think. I saw. And then Lule I saw. Binaisa I saw. Rule for me in Kasese, I can just remember as someone who gave us free meat, okay, because the national park was opened and we killed animals and we ate for those 67 days.
You guys were lucky.
Oh yes, because for us we are near the national park in Kasese. Oh yes, it was.
So Lule you saw?
Lule I saw, Binaisa I saw, and then I saw Obote 2, and then I saw Rutua. I saw Paul Mwanga also, okay, because there was a military commission after Binaisa.
Yes.
And then I've seen this one.
This one you have been part.
This one, I think I've seen it fairly well.
Not even seeing, it is those of us who can say we have seen. You have been
Yes,
part
yes.
of it.
So it has been.
So give us a comparison.
It has really been a fairly good regime.
Why?
Because
Why am I asking why? There are people that put you on a weighing scale and say the biggest time of Uganda's independence has been in the hands of you guys.
yes,
The rest of the other people, yes, are a big number, but they held a few years of the time Uganda has been in charge of herself.
yes,
When you look at the longest time of the independence that you have managed as a group, and the short time the other guys managed, give us a comparison.
So,
why do you think you are better?
first of all, they should know that we first came and cleared the mess that had been caused by those regimes from 1962 after independence up to 1986.
When you say mess, what do you mean exactly?
Turmoil. Because Uganda had never stabilized. It was coup after coup. A coup in first of all, the coups started when Obote overthrew the Kabaka.
Yes.
You are getting me? Then after that, Amin overthrows who? Obote. After that, we combine efforts to overthrow Amin. All that was causing a lot of destruction and a lot of mess. Then after that, Obote comes and Rutwa overthrows him. Then after that, we come and overthrow Obote.
Yes.
All that is mess, a mess. You know, Masaka used to be a very good town. It was destroyed by war. Mbarara is now being rebuilt. It was destroyed by war. So all that mess, all that insecurity that was caused, destruction that was caused, we were first clearing it.
Now, some record straight. Your team is blamed for having been part of all these wars that demolished towns in Uganda. Right or wrong?
There are wars which are justified.
No. First answer the first one. Were you guys part of the wars that demolished?
Obviously, we participated in Amini's overthrow. Yes, and there was destruction. But it was a justified war. And when Obote took over, the second Obote coming, after a messed up election, we again participated in that war. But it was also a justified war. You can see how Uganda is now secure and stable. Okay. Yes, and there is a lot of things we can be proud of.
So you talk of the turmoil that was there during those governments?
Oh, yes.
What else?
And obviously when there is turmoil, there is nothing that can take place. Because governance directs each and every sector of the economy. And once there is bad governance, then nothing can move.
So what do we count on after you people?
After we people have come in now.
What do we count on? What are those things that we point at?
Oh, the country, first of all, is secure. Even you yourself now. Because, for instance, now you can move any time from here to Kasese, for instance, without anybody disturbing you. But I'm looking at during...
What percentage do you rate the statement that the country is secure?
I think now the whole country now, except now in Karamoja where there is cattle wrestling, but the country is secure. The country is secure.
At what percentage?
The percentage can be around 98%. If we remove the Karamoja incident.
You're talking about a country.
Yes.
That is on tension about we walk while looking on the sides if anything is blasting anywhere. We have tension of everything. We have the UPDF now in Congo to try to stop something that we are worried about. Do you call that secure? Now,
for a country to be secure.
Would you pride in it as 100% secure?
I have told you we can say around 98% because there is still problem of wrestling in Karamoja. But what the UPDF is doing in Congo, that's what they are supposed to do, to protect the country against any aggression, external aggression. And therefore, for them to be in Congo is for us to remain secure.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the country is secure.
We have secured because now if nobody can enter, We have even, I would like to thank His Excellency Tshisekedi for allowing us now to go and destroy the enemy even before he comes near the border.
So the country is secure?
Yes, you should
What
not
else?
be sure you are secure. So that peace which you see and that security is one of our, it's actually one of our trademarks.
Really?
Yes, as NRM. Because everybody say, I can now sleep. Because during a means the gym, you couldn't.
You see,
They would even come and pick your wife
Let me point out the
from
problem,
your home.
Honorable. Security seems to be looked at in terms of international or national threats. Evasions, overthrows, and such things. But the security of the ordinary Ugandan walking on the street, is it really guaranteed?
You know, the country being secure doesn't mean the threats are not there. But how do you mitigate against those threats? That's the terrorists came, they planted a bomb here, we followed them, so that they don't come again.
How did they come?
Eh?
How did they come?
Obviously, they are.
Where was the mitigation?
There are obviously some few problems that can happen. Yes, even if you weld.
So actually,
something
what I want to know-
can leak. Those are leakages now,
Yes.
which we are now trying to mitigate by even going to Congo.
Okay.
Yes.
So we look at security on the side. What else?
Oh, we let us look at the road network now, that infrastructure, because we have invested heavily in the road infrastructure. By 1986, we had close to around 7,900 kilometers of road.
Yes.
And those were all the roads, national roads, district roads, community roads, 7,900. Out of those, around 1,000, I think, around 1,900 were paved, were tarmac. And even that tarmac was not good. Only 140 were fair. Right now, the national roads, district roads, community roads will have 159,000.
Why do we have the most expensive road constructions in the region?
Because we have the best roads. Now that is another issue altogether.
Yes, I want to show you that.
Because we have the best roads.
How we look at the achievements. That
You look at, now when you start comparing expense and whatever, what type of roads are we constructing? If the road is well constructed, it will be expensive.
Again.
So you do now come and tell me, this road in this country is constructed like this, and that was.
You're very right. It's not only you priding in the road network.
Okay, yes.
The NRM government.
Because I will tell you. Let me give you an example.
Let's add this. But Ugandans are saying the governments that you inherited had a budget not even a quarter of what you have. It would be news, actually, if you had not constructed the roads. Because you have the money enough at your disposal. There's no reason why you wouldn't construct the roads.
So why didn't they have that
Actually,
budget?
people say you have constructed fewer roads than what you should afford.
Why are they not telling you why they didn't have that budget?
Well,
it is the same country.
How big was the population?
It is the same country. So why didn't they have that budget?
There was a smaller population than you have.
So that smaller population was what now? Because this is the same country, same economy. You are getting me? And they couldn't mobilize enough money to do that. And we have come, we have mobilized money. Even if we have borrowing, nobody can lend you money if he doesn't have confidence in you. Not at all.
So we look at security,
yes.
The road network.
The road network. You can drive from Kasese to Moroto on tarmac. Me, in 1986, there was only one bus called SB&S in Kasese. And would leave Kasese at 2 a.m. and arrive in Kampala at 6 in the evening. You would spend 1.5 days. I think about 16 what? around 18 hours on the road.
But of course, with the
But now I spend only 4 hours.
yes, Honorable.
Eh.
With the technological advancement in the world,
There is no technology.
with the way things have changed, that couldn't be the trend.
No, but
today.
there is no technology. It is the road, the same road, same kilometers.
No. What
But
was
now I am telling you, we are doing well.
Honorable, what
The
was
roads are okay.
What was the rate of manufacturing of buses then? Internationally?
It's just the same bus. Because we used to have Tata, Leyland,
But today
all
buses are
that.
manufactured.
Even Benz, Mercedes Benz.
Are assembled in
No,
Kenya,
no. What I'm telling you is not. It was not that we lacked buses, but a bus would take 18 hours because the road was very bad.
Okay.
Very
so
bad.
We will look at
the roads.
You talked about turmoil.
Yes.
What used to cause turmoil in the governments that?
Bad governance. Bad governance.
Break down bad governance.
Yes, because look, the governance which was there was not listening to the people. You're getting me? Was not listening. But now we have given people the powers. You can see a district is managing itself. A district. And then you see one chairman. You have ever gone to the village?
Yes.
And even when the president comes, then they say the chairman LOC1 should welcome the president. You can't start any function until the chairman has allowed you.
Ceremony. That is a ceremony.
It's not ceremony. The man is in charge. You're in his area.
Can he stop that event from?
Oh yes, he can.
How?
He can.
A chairman LC1?
Oh yes. And there are some chairmen who have stopped events. He says no. This area you will not have that event.
Where the president is to appear.
I feel it is insecure. That's why you have to first talk to him. That's why you have to talk, because he can embarrass you and say, Your Excellency, this function won't continue because I feel security is not okay. What will you say?
Okay.
So you see, so that participatory sort of democracy and governance has eased things. At least people can see that they are participating, and therefore there isn't much friction.
Okay.
And obviously there is election every 5 years now. So if you lose, you wait. So that's why some of these things are easing out.
You talked about how did you describe the 1980 elections? You described it with the word forgotten. But it was as if you said a sham election. How do you compare the 1980 election and what we have currently?
What we have currently, everybody votes. And you vote without any force. You go and vote.
I was born 6 years after 1980. So I've read and heard
that.
But it's as if what I read and hear still appears today.
You know, but me, I was there.
The deployments, the arrests,
I was there.
And the drama that we see during our election.
No,
isn't it a replica of what happened in the 1980 election?
That time, even some people couldn't vote. They couldn't vote.
But not all our people vote today as well.
No, here at least now, people vote. That's why even some NRM people lose. Like in the whole of Uganda, you saw how NRM lost. But in the past, some of those things couldn't happen. But now we lose. And we lose gracefully and we go. Okay. So, there is free and fair elections. Okay, there are some few issues here and there, few clashes.
What are those issues, Honorable?
Now, like now, if they say, first get for police permission to hold the rally, have it. If it is during COVID, and they say, please don't organize public rallies, let us all follow. As simple as that. You are getting me. But you know, some people want to cause friction so that there can be chaos, so that probably there can be law enforcement.
We have seen people asked to inform police even before COVID came. We have seen people being arrested for not having informed the police before organizing an event. even before COVID.
And the police has told you, give me, the law is very clear, give me time, before me 7 days before you organize, and police have the right to
Actually,
say,
we are talking to the Minister for National Guidance.
go for it or not.
We are talking to the Minister for National Guidance. What goes wrong when people get to pass that test? They inform actually even in 14 days. And as the event starts, they are surrounded, arrested.
Sometimes what happens,
what goes wrong?
you say, I'm going to pass via Kampala Road. And the police tells you, no, Kampala Road is crowded. Can you pass Kitante Road? And before you say, no, you are not going to direct me where to pass. But why did you ask for permission to hold that rally?
That is
to hold that demonstration.
That is
and for you insist, but you want to pass through Wino Market.
Honorable, there are cases when people write to police, we are going to be at Ministry of ICT Hall. We are 100 on such and such a date in 2 weeks to come. The law says 7 days. So as they are seated, the speeches are going on.
Now, that's another problem. For you, once you have, when you write to police, you should wait for police to reply you. You shouldn't go before police replies you.
So, State Minister for National Guidance, does police have the powers to allow me to organize an event or stop me to organize an event?
It is already inscribed in the Public Order Management Act, and we pass it, all of us. So our representatives pass it.
Now, some people, especially the opposition, think that the Public Order Management Act and some of these other laws are being used by your team to suppress them and their rights,
but
to stop competition.
But when they were passed, opposition was in parliament.
Of course,
and even more strong.
What do you mean more strong? Have they ever had bigger numbers than yours?
They had bigger numbers than they have now. So it was stronger.
Bigger numbers than what
they have now. That they have now, they themselves. But they can't have bigger numbers than us because it's democracy.
I've not understood that.
No, they can't. If they want to have more numbers than us, they should convince the population. But once the population says, you go and represent us, because we go for elections, FDC, NRM, DP, and others, and an NRM candidate goes through. So why should you blame me for having more numbers?
Yes, what I'm saying.
And why should you blame me for using my numbers? That is the type of democracy that we have come to go into.
The Public Order Management Act and some of these other laws are being used to stop competition, to suppress their rights.
But are they being used selectively? We are all living in the same country. If I abide with them, why don't you abide with them?
Maybe the NRM is so much low abiding.
Exactly.
I've not had any NRM event being stopped.
Because we are low abiding. Because we are low abiding. But there are some processions of NRM which are disrupted also. There are some youths who were disrupted recently. NRM. So they are also disrupted. Because the law is not used selectively.
Maybe our reporters don't capture such.
Because you don't want to capture. You also want to capture because you think that one doesn't make news.
Let us look at the education sector.
Education sector.
36 years. Why would Uganda still have schools under or classes being held under trees? 36 years, Honorable Kabyanga.
There is one thing.
How would you explain that to Ugandan watching?
First of all, what is the enrollment now? In primary school, over 10 million.
Does that justify studying under trees?
I mean that the population of children which are now studying is big. And we are now struggling to put up more classrooms. But the rate is not at the same rate.
Struggling?
Yes, yes.
Why?
Because of resources. Limited resources.
Okay.
Yes, limited resources. We are working in a situation where resources are limited.
Let me add this.
Yes.
We have health workers that walk kilometers and kilometers to get to where they have to work. And still the question is, how does that happen? The answer is resources. What do we spend on, if not health and education as a country?
We are spending on each and everything. And if you look at the budgets, health, education, roads, energy, they are the ones which are taking the biggest amount of money.
How do we then end up with classes held under trees?
This is not even enough. Even what we give them is not
Workers
enough.
that cannot have a room to sleep.
If you look at the budget, if you look at the budget framework papers of ministries, there are so many unfunded priorities, unfunded activities, even in other ministries.
Now,
because the resource envelope is limited.
Your colleagues, your fellow MPs and other political players like yourself, they think your government is spending a lot of money on public administration than social services. As Minister for National Guidance, I want that Ugandan watching you to get what the answer is.
Not really. But for instance, the money which is spent in on public administration,
people think would be spent on those classrooms,
but even
those
public
houses for the nurses.
But even public administration is needed. For instance, now districts have been created, but they have been created as a demand from the people to bring services nearer to the population.
What happens when again the services don't come?
You know, the services are coming because me, I'm a local government leader.
Yes.
I have that background. And people are participating. There is a lot of participation at local level, and the services are going there.
Honorable, we have looked at
Yes.
the achievements and some few challenges. What do you think are expectations, the kind of hope that a Ugandan can have?
First of all, now that the country is stable, we can now manage to guard against any form of aggression. I think now we need to concentrate now on socio-economic transformation, getting our people out of poverty.
Why is that failing by them?
We have now seriously impact on that.
Because when you see the figures on the papers are giving a lot of hope. You just drive to the villages, you'll admire to burn the books you have read from whatever kind of agency.
And that's why now...
Why has the NRM government not totally fought poverty in Uganda?
The NRM government...
What has stood in the way for that?
The NRM government has been putting there so many measures and policies and programs to fight poverty. But I think one problem which I can see is mindset of the people.
Side?
Of the people. Because me, I've been a local government leader. NADS will bring seeds. Will bring will bring animals.
Will bring seeds.
Yes.
Do they really bring the
seeds? Oh yes. The seeds reach there. The animals reach there.
Really?
Yes. But you just see people's mindset. They think probably these are handouts. Ownership becomes a big problem. So we need first of all to work on people's mindset. And now I think...
How long will that take?
And now
36 years.
Now this 36 years, there are so many other things which you are working on.
Look,
if you don't have good roads,
it's a ministry handling something.
If you don't have good roads, even if you produce, that produce will not reach the market. If you don't have power, even if you produce, you will not add value.
How can just mindset fail a government to score a goal?
I'm saying that's one.
Fighting poverty.
I'm saying that's one of the issues. Mindset of the people.
Yes.
But also, I can see that we need to fight one other thing as NRM, corruption.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
we must fight it. We must fight that.
How are you going to fight corruption?
I think we should.
Every time the NRM has gone for elections, zero tolerance to corruption has been the slogan. How has that failed as well?
First of all,
who stands in your way as a government?
First of all,
when it comes to fighting
fighting corruption is a collective responsibility.
Of who and who?
Everybody, citizens,
yes.
Government, everybody. Even you yourself, wherever you are,
I
you
only use
must.
this microphone and the camera.
Because you use the microphone and the camera.
Yes.
But sometimes you give fake news. Are you not corrupt?
Not
No,
you.
I'm not saying you. But there are some people who are using microphones and cameras to give fake what? News.
Okay.
They are using their pen newspapers to write fake news. And then after that, correction, apology. Did you make enough investigation? All that, people think corruption is about going to take money from
But
somewhere.
honorable.
Yes.
How grave is the impact of a fake story that I write and the impact of a man who runs away with money supposed to construct a hospital for a whole district?
Do you know that fake news can cause even war?
Fine.
Do you know that?
But how grave?
It's very grave because it can even cause war.
No, I'm looking at a man running away with money supposed to construct a hospital.
That man is also bad, but it is equally grave to give fake news.
So why do you start with a story whose impact may be just a possibility?
We are not starting. That's what I'm saying.
And these men,
I'm saying we should have a holistic approach to corruption. You are getting me? And that's why I'm saying we have to fight it. But we should fight it collectively. Government has put in place institutions to fight. But what about you? Are you fighting it? And are you fighting it with a good heart? Because I want you, as UBC, to go and document, a project which has been stolen. The other time I saw my colleague, Honorable Peter Gwang, yes, and he moved around. And I would like to thank you, the journalists. You gave him enough what? Coverage. And these people have been arrested. That's what we want. Collective responsibility. Okay. When Honorable Peter Gwang goes, you should go with him, pick the news, and then flash them.
As we wind up, Honorable Peter Ogwang is arresting people that have already constructed shoddy work. Shoddy work that is a result of money that was allocated in budgets 3-4 years ago. How can government fail to follow up a project to mitigate corrupt tendencies, to stop money from being stolen? Because what the good work Honorable Ogwang is doing is more of
postmortem.
Exactly.
Now,
after he's cleaning people that have already stolen.
And that's why
we take lessons from there.
Yes,
start getting
we are taking lessons, and that's why we have to now change people's mindset. That don't report work which has already been done and something has already gone wrong. Report it when it is just starting. And you say, I think this work is not going on well. Because even Honorable Peter Gwang, some people are giving him information. But we are saying, don't give information when work has already been what? Completed. Bring that information to Honorable Peter immediately. You say, I think I'm not seeing, this project is not going on well. Because in our language, you have a saying that noyuta tungire akana rangira irwere. Even someone who doesn't own goats, he can detect that this goat is what? Is sick. Now, even if you are not an engineer, you can detect that the way this toilet is being constructed, I think it's not proper. And then you inform the authorities. But we normally go after. You come and tell us after. And that's why I'm saying we need collective responsibility to fight this.
Although you have to be at the front.
Yes, we shall be at the front. But we are not everywhere like...
but you're everywhere.
Like MTN, we can't be everywhere.
You're everywhere. Let me show you that
you're like God, we can't.
Let me show you that you're everywhere.
How?
The president at the top, you, the cabinet, parliament, RDC, DISO, PISO, PASO, up to the
and that's now
you guys are everywhere.
Now I'm saying we in the cabinet are not what? Everywhere.
No, but you have a system that
the system is everywhere.
Up to the borehole in the
and that's why I'm saying that system, we need a collective responsibility. Okay. And obviously the citizens are even the most important people.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Godfrey Kabyanga, State Minister for National Guidance. To you watching on the 26th of January, just like every year, we will have the celebrations of the National Liberation Day, the day the NRM took over charge of this country. We've had a discussion with the Honorable Kabyanga about their achievement as a government although it's national, whatever they achieve is for all of us, and where we really see gaps, and he has explained. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the next program. My name is Michael Jordan Komwa. Bye-bye.